Oh yeah, the dick mucking about with the camera, not quite getting it right. I'll put all these into a collage. It's going to be kind of funny though, because today, a day like this, was it walk 302 on, I think, was it Mother's Day, 27th of March 22. I think it's what, 8th walk of the year, 8th walk of the barefoot year, 7th or 8th anyway. But I always find it's all about getting the walks in, doing as much barefooting as possible. Beautiful still day with a cold wind just to my back. Hopefully I won't pick up anywhere near the injuries I picked up the other day, with the added bonus of heat stroke. But from here, this is picture postcard Scotland, just about. It's the sort of place that you could just hang out for all day and do nothing. But it just seems to be about 3 or 4 reservoirs, and kind of like middle of Fife really. You look at this trail, trying to walk in the grass wherever possible. And we're coming to another reservoir. I think barefooting is always done best when there's nobody about. So, doing as much wherever I can do. I mean, the other day it was amazing because I was able to walk barefoot for miles. It felt so good, seeing hardly anyone. Yet another reservoir. Aye. Footpath to Holl. Oh god, aye. This is going to be, see what it's like up here. I think this is Ballow Reservoir. It's looking down. God knows if this video will be all that good, but we're on the right track anyway. But I think somewhere at the back is East Lomond. Until a couple of days ago, I never actually knew this was here. So it's obviously it's quite steep at the other end. You've got to keep on the grass, because if not then you're going to be the world of shit. Fall, obviously you can't really fall down here because, well, luckily you can't. Be about a 10-foot drop. What amazes me is how quiet it all is. so the sun touch. It's just the tranquility of this area, but then you can see we've not had that much rain because it's all very dry at the far end, and a lot of the wildlife desperately needs some rain. I don't know where that forest is at the far end. But yep, everyone headed for the coast. We headed inland. Only about 6 miles, and we've got this place. I checked all this out when I was on night shift. I hadn't actually heard of Holl Reservoir, but I just figured we got lucky. There's nowhere to. There was a parking space not that far away, and I'm wondering, that's a green hill over that way. It's not Mingo. It's only about 600 feet. It's nothing.
So beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's yeah, I will do in just a minute. Once I stop filming, I will do. I mean, either way, that's about at least 10-15 minutes barefooting, so not bad going. At least not quite the 3 hours that I did the other day. It's not quite the distances, but the other day the distances were amazing because.
Did you film the whole time the other day?
Nah, I just a lot of the.
Period.
I must have got about about half an hour's worth of filming done. But then a lot of the time I couldn't because you were up and down steps and over barefooting over rocks. The terrain was a wee bit of everything.
Yeah.
And it's lovely to spend the time barefooting, just to do that sort of distance and spend that time on perfect paths for it. But then a lot of the time you were up and down steps and there were rock steps, so you had to concentrate. And then if I'm carrying my sticks, my shoes, and I'm obviously carrying walking sandals just as a precaution more than anything.
Never know when you'll need them.
Well, I needed them in the forest. I mean, people make a big deal about forest walking and shit like that. I don't like forest walking that much.
No, I don't. I always feel it's quite claustrophobic.
Well,
and it's very, very humid. You know, because of all the greenery around.
I think it's not the air that bothers me. I mean, underfoot, I just find them very stony. And you're talking broken twigs, and you're talking. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did my first 2 barefoot walks in a forest, and it was a pain in the arse. It was stony, I've got my nettle stung my toes. I just wanted somewhere deserted to do my first 2, and that was October 2017. And I mean, it didn't put me off. I was elated because I'd been thinking about it for a few weeks now. At last I did it. But there's a big difference between doing it and I'm amazed I never got put off. I mean, what I should have done is do that trail not close to where I used to live. I mean, that would that would have been far better. But I think me being me, I wanted to be hidden a bit, and then after that I did Arthur's Seat quite a few times, and Christ, I did one of the beasts. I think I did one the day the Beast from the East started. I think so. I did it that morning. Then, or I did it certainly one day where you had snow melting on the top of Arthur's Seat, and then that was dripping down onto the path. But then I think I was so determined at that time to get the walks in. Now this bit could be interesting because I can't see where the path goes. Do we jump over this wall, or that seems a bit illogical? Or is there a path at the side of this wall?
If we can find a way to walk down this reservoir, then we can just back down.
Yeah. Nope.
No, was it a dead end?
Dead end.
Is there a path after that bit of wall?
No, it's just a fence that leads into another fence.
We'll walk back down and we'll find a path that goes round the bottom reservoir.
Aye.
This is the top one.
Yep.
I came up here once, it's really beautiful.
It's really deserted as well, so from a selfish point of view it's great for barefooting. But I think a 2.5 mile walk could quite easily be a 4 mile because of the signposts or lack of.
Find this.
I'm going to stop filming now because I've been filming for long enough. That's about 10 11 minutes of film.